everyone, to episode number 1 of my brand new series, which, let me get this slab out of my way, which is going to be called Let's Build. And basically, the reason I decided to do this series was because I've been getting quite a few comments about, people asking me how, well, I've gotten a few, literally a few, and I've been considering this for a while, because I consider myself to be a mediocre builder, or if not that. So I thought I would just do a tutorial series, I guess, of how to build different types of structures with different styles of builds and interior decor, any sorts of things. So this is episode number 1, and I just whipped together this little platform where I'm going to start where I plan to start all of my videos. And this world, the daylight cycle should not change, no mods will spawn, no structures will generate. But that doesn't matter. The whole point of the series is about building. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about the rustic style. So in order to do a rustic style, I would recommend spruce wood. This is the building plot. So I'd recommend using spruce wood, oak wood. Let me see here. Obviously the stairs and the slabs right here, and I'm kind of unprepared for this, like I normally am. So stairs and slabs. Really, I would only use spruce and oak, and I might throw in a little bit of gray. So perhaps andesite, perhaps some stone, or what I'm going to use, I'm also going to use some stone. So I would also suggest using stone brick, and cobblestone finally. And this is basically your a block palette that you should use if you want to build a rustic style. And let me just get the cobblestone like this here, and then let me get the stone brick stairs. So this is basically the palette that you would like to try to go for when building a rustic style building of any sorts. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing about any house or building is you need to add depth. So I would suggesting first creating a shape with pillars, and I'm going to use oak for pillars, actually. So, and you want to space them out. I would suggest an odd number. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to create like a custom, just random shape. I'm just going to make it small because this is a tutorial and I don't want to build something too big. So I'll be back once I have some shape of sorts, and then I'll kind of build it and go through it and show you how to do this style of building. Okay, as you can see, I've done all the pillaring, and once you have done all the pillaring, you just want to basically connect the pillars. I'm trying to not make this too long-winded, and I want this tutorial to be brief. These videos probably will be shorter than my normal videos, but I want to get the point across. And seriously, you have no idea how nervous I am. I know I shouldn't be talking like commentating like I am right now when doing a tutorial, but I am because I'm quirky. I'm not going to cover the inside, the interior in this video. I probably will in some other video. And this is going to be a weekly series, just by the way, just while I'm talking, just tell you that. So you have all your framing done for the first floor at least. And spruce wood and oak wood, I didn't put spruce wood planks down here. Oops, sorry. Spruce wood and oak wood look absolutely great together. And what looks even better is like this combination right here. That combination just goes together perfectly. So what you want to do, you just want to fill in all of this area with spruce wood. This is just my suggestions for one style house. Just in general for rustic, if you want to go for a rustic style, I would suggest going with something with gray and dark colors, and brownish woodish colors. You could use oak, but I don't feel like it just suits the rustic feel that well, and I can't remember the last time I've built something creative, but I'll be back once I have filled in all all of this planks to continue this tutorial. So now that we have all the spruce wood filled in, you might be thinking, oh, this just looks like a shack. Well, we're not finished yet. So what we need to do is we need to add some windows. And since basically how tall this is, I'm going to put in every section, I'm going to put a 2-high window. And I'm not doing the interior. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want this as an interior, just saying. But I'm going to be punching out these blocks just as a reference. I wouldn't suggest doing this. If you did do this, I would block this off just to make this a straight wall, because you don't want to have that there. Yeah, so you want to go around and punch all of those out, which I'll do in just a second. But now it's time for windows, for colors. You could do normal glass. But I think that where is it? I think that light stained glass would personally look better than normal glass, just because I said the theme for a rustic should be gray mixed in with a little bit of darkish brownish colors. And so there's a window, and oh, don't use full glass. You should only use glass panes just to add that tiny bit of depth. And I will cut ahead into the video to when all the glass panes are placed in and all of the holes for the glass panes have been made. Okay, so you have all your windows in, but it still just looks like a normal shack. So this is where we start to make it. This is where we start to make it look rustic. Now, there are two really ways to do this that I've found, and I need some fences and spruce fences, and I need some spruce half slabs. And where would I find those exactly? Now, I'm just gonna type the things I need. Fences. There we go. I need spruce ones. Then I need. Let's just type in spruce and spruce half slabs. Okay, and so there's two really types of ways to make it feel rustic. If your building is this small, I wouldn't suggest this way that I'm about to suggest. But what you want to do sometimes, you want to just like put stairs in places just to make it feel like it has cracks. Now, if your build has windows, or it's 3 like this, I definitely wouldn't suggest this. I would rather suggest this style, which I made I feel like I came up with on my own. It was just, I was playing around. Just fill it with random like things. With stairs, fences, and half slabs, and like make these weird creations, and it just makes it look like it just have bits just jutting out and like it's been abandoned. And though it still like catches the eye and makes it look fresh and not fresh, it makes it look good. So just go around. Like I said, if your building was like 5 blocks apart, you could do the indent thing. And sorry if you can hear any rain. It's pouring out there. But I'll leave you to just finish this. And I might as well just show you some patterns. Like that's a pattern. You kind of develop patterns. My favorite pattern to use of this is definitely that. And then like I do that quite often, and sometimes I do that. And then you want to you see like this, just spruce it up like this, I guess you could say. So I'll be back. Once I have sprucified all of it up, which is now a word that I am. All right. So you have done all of the. So now that you have done all of the sprucifying, I'll just fly around here and just show you some of the patterns that I made. Oh, and also, I wanted to just mention, for the people out there who are like me and don't feel like copying someone, and they just feel like they don't want to copy, I mean, feel free. I won't get mad or anything. Like, a lot of this stuff I've learned from other YouTubers, like the basics, and I've developed theories and patterns on my own. Like, it's okay to take inspiration from others, but like copying this block by block, I really don't care if you do. Because I'm not using this design. I'm not using or building a build exactly like this one, but I just wanted to point that out there because I'm like that, and it pains me to just copy a tutorial. Now, just for the sake of this video's length, we're going to start ahead and do the roof. And you want to have an angled roof. You could do a low-lying roof, which is basically just half slabs like curling up, but I wouldn't suggest going too high, but I would suggest making it like almost grand, I would say. And for the outside, I would suggest highlighting it in cobblestone just to get some of that grayish texture going on. Of course, you could do it in stone brick and just go up and around like this simply. I wouldn't suggest doing it too high on a build like this. The only scenario in which I suggest going high would be if your build was very small and it wouldn't really affect the build. Because if you have like this giant frame and tried to go really high, it would just end up looking really, really weird. Like, trust me, I've tried that. It just looks really, really weird. But now that you've created like the simple arched angle, you want to spread it out throughout your builds. And I would suggest doing like different elevations and different floors. But yeah, I'm just trying to give an example of a rustic house. So you just want to keep making these little arched angles just to give it that just tiny bit of completion feel. And you want to just go up. I wouldn't, like I said, I really wouldn't suggest doing this. And I think that's right. I'm probably going to make one of these roofs wrong, but you know. And ooh, this is a fantastic tip right here. On flat surfaces right here, like, I think a roof should be there, but this area is way too long for a roof. So instead of doing a roof, what you should do is you should create a roof. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what I meant to say. Instead, what you can do is you can create like these little arches integrated into the roof like this, and then you can just have them sloping upward. I would suggest making I would suggest making them a bit more farther apart just so you have more space. And then they just create like a window just to break up that plain old texture. And this is a trick that I use quite often if I'm built. Like, that's the flaw about long walls. If you have a long wall, just put a window above it. Makes it look so much better. But you just want to go around like this, and then it's just simply follow the pattern that you had over there, and then it all links up like this. So you just want to go around doing the frame, and these can be a bit hard to link up. So once you have done, so I'll cut back to once I have done all of the frame. Okay, so you've done all the framing like this, like so. And you have 4 windows, right? Or at least I have 4 windows. So now to link these up, it can be a bit complicated. So I would just say the most complicated are these ones, because you kind of go, well, like, what do I link up? So first of all, you just want to follow the pattern, but in a darker color. The cobblestone is just to make it pop, but you basically want to just go like this, and thankfully different types of stairs connect, so that isn't a problem. Now corners like this usually aren't the most flattering of angles, and these two, that's why we have the windows every so often, just to break that feeling up. And then this one, and then like this stair is obviously just going around like this. And that's how you do it. I mean, I was kind of confuddled when I started confuddled. That's a funny word. When I started doing this as well, and I was just putting windows in the roofs, but since I'm not doing interior decor, I'm just going to block them off. I normally do put windows in there, but I'm just going to block them off for the sake of this video. And you need to put stairs along here. So I'm just going to do this half just really quick on camera just to show you. And stairs, I know stairs can be a bit difficult to place, but once you place enough of them, it kind of just flows. And let's see if I actually link this up properly. And the good thing about having this palette creative mode is I can just middle click it. And so we just link this up all the way over here, and then it just creates a nice little archway, and it kind of becomes flat. So right here, it's just a nice little roof. and it just all links up perfectly. You could do it at different elevations, but then it's kind of tricky to just link it all up. I have done that. I don't think I really have mastered the skill of linking up different elevation roofs. It is possible because people do it all the time. I just haven't mastered it. So you want to just keep doing this all the way around, and I will come back once the roof, once all of the roof has been finished. So, and also fill, you just want to fill these in with spruce wood right here. So the roof is all complete, and by the way, I forgot to do this roof actually. But I forgot to mention, it is nice if you put what's it called? No, you're not supposed to be there. If you put cobblestone where you're not supposed to be there. If you put cobblestone where the windows were, kind of like, let me show you here, kind of like where the windows are on top of the roof, it just gives that, it just makes it kind of like feel outlined, I guess. And this, yeah, I tried that. That's not working for me. But the other ones, they're just looking like this, looking very simple. So you might think it's done. Yeah, okay. Rustic and abandoned houses, to me, are pretty much the same thing. So you want to make this thing look abandoned, and an easy tactic to do so is to just cover it with leaves. I would suggest, it depends on what biome you're in. If you're in a biome where the leaves look decent, I would just going for jungle. If you're not, if you're like in a swamp or a desert or a mesa or something, I would suggest going for I would suggest going for birch, because if you didn't know, birch leaves actually don't change in any environment. Like, they stay the same, unlike other leaves. So they'll just always look the same. That can be said, that is the same for spruce leaves. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just spreading them over. You kind of want to make them just flow downward, just like that. And then you just want to make them feel like they're hanging. You just want to make them feel like they're vines, really, just hanging off the side of your building. And you want to have some of them even to the point where they're drooping all the way and touching the floor, like that one. And this tactic just really makes it feel like it's just abandoned and overgrown, and it's just hasn't been used for years. And that really helps to give it like this rustic feel to it. And that's pretty much it. So you just want to go around doing this. I don't know what I was doing over here before. No, you don't want to do this. You don't want to just spread them. I just got distracted by talking. Kind of want to have them like around the edges, just falling down, basically. And that's, once you finish that, that'll pretty much be it. I mean, I can't really think of anything else that would really, ooh, the windows. You want to make sure to put the vines all around the windows. Well, not all around, just like hanging off the windows, because that just makes it feel so, abandoned, even like around the windows where it's most important. It makes it feel real, not decorative, like somebody just came along and put a load of vines. And one last thing about this, I would not suggest this style if you are not patient. Just this style in general just requires a whole lot of patience. And I didn't do it because it takes even more patience. But what you could do is you could go around like the roof and do like this and make it all out of half slabs and just do that. Because as you could have seen in my world tour of my world I did before YouTube, I did that with my house. I didn't do it now because it takes ages, and I would not recommend it unless you have a lot of times on your hand. That's the only circumstance in which I would recommend it. This really tutorial is not much of a tutorial, more of a recommendation, and just if you want to, I'm just making sure if you want to, this is how to do it. Like, I don't want you to copy this block for block, but take inspiration from it. And I think one final vine will do, or strand of leaves, I guess you could say, just hanging down here, and there we go. So that is pretty much that. I don't like this one right here. I think the leaves might be a bad idea, but I'm just doing for demonstration's sake. This one isn't much of a isn't too much of a rustic house. So I wouldn't suggest the leaves. I really wouldn't. Just showing you. I'm probably gonna get rid of them now, because this is like a testing world to help me improve my building skills as well. But that's just if you really want it to look abandoned. Like I'm not putting them because I want this thing to look in use, but just rustic at the same time. But that is pretty much going to be it. I would normally add like some gardenery around it, but I'm probably going to have a gardening episode. So I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of my new series, Let's Build, and I especially hope that you'll come back for the next episode. Bye!